Oh no, not again.
Hey!
Again?
Oh, not again. Forget it.
It's our normal error.
I was gonna say, it's our standard.
It's a classic. It's a classic.
That's why we have captions.
I know. I can hear us.
Wait,
Yeah,
can you
I
hear us on
can.
the?
Yeah. No. I mean,
Okay, confirmation in the chat.
yeah,
Someone
we
can hear us.
Confirmation in the chat that we cannot be heard or can be heard.
We can.
We
Yes.
can.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi.
Yes. Oh. Hello. Hi, I'm Algie. I am a co-showrunner, production type person. I GM'd an episode of this before. I played on an episode of this before. Usually recently I've been in the chat moderating, but now I'm here. I'm also in the chat, but you know, I'm multitasking. I'm so excited to be here.
All right. I am still Mick Wheaton, general nerd of all trades, master of none. I like being a ham, whether that is in your ears on a podcast, such as Once Upon a Monster of the Week, doing Nihilus Wheeler, here playing Corporal Brett Butcherson, or on the stage at a local community theater that I'm pretty involved with out here in Wisconsin. Other than that, yeah, I'm usually playing hide and go seek in the woods somewhere for work. So find me if you can. Maybe I'll give you whatever's in my pocket.
All
I
of
need a
us
lot
on
of
our way to the
mushrooms.
woods.
I just want to say I'm alarmed because you said you had ham in your ears, and now I'm worried about what might be in your pocket. So
It's
Well,
usually mushrooms, I think.
It's mushrooms.
okay.
Season.
yesterday it was a whole lot of black trumpet mushrooms, yep, which I plan on having a very tasty breakfast. So
Breakfast.
I
Interesting.
do miss foraged mushrooms in Wisconsin. I'll give you
It's so
that.
fun.
so I will go ahead and slide it on over to Cam.
Hey, I'm Cam. I pronounce her they, them. I play Morgan Lapointe Vance in Once Upon a Monster of the Week. And in Reddington Continuity Errors, I play Félicien Sans Regret. I tend to play French Canadian characters because I cannot do another accent really well. So I just use my own. In the real world, I am a nerd. I play TTRPGs. What is that?
What does that sound?
What?
I
Platypus?
think you're about to get abducted.
We're
I was
haunted
gonna say
now.
the aliens are
Um,
coming.
What was that?
I'm pretty sure that was Perry the Platypus.
The continuity is
It
erroring.
sounded like that.
No, that's
Right.
just Trip. That's just Trip.
That's just
Trip
Trip.
is in there chewing on wires or something.
Did Trip abduct Theo? Is that what happened?
That's
Maybe.
it. There you go.
That explains
Are
everything.
we
That's
focused right now? We're not focused.
Nope, of course not.
It's
Did
fine.
we have to focus right now?
No, this is
Absolutely
a
not.
non-focus episode.
ADHD chickens, right? Isn't that our thing?
I think so.
Ducklings.
Chickens,
Yeah.
ducklings. What's the real
Ducklings,
difference
way.
there?
It's all a
Poultry.
foul.
Poultry. We're poultry.
I feel like ducklings are better at following than us.
No, they're not. Have you ever seen a duck try to get out of a pool?
A what?
Have you ever seen those videos? The ducklings trying to get out of pools. Like all of
What?
them except for one usually gets out.
Oh my god. So sorry.
Okay, yeah. To keep going, if you can find Nick in the woods, you can find me near the sea, usually, or in the sea when I can. But yeah, I will throw it to Alice. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Alice. She, they pronouns. Again, I'm a nerd, just like everyone else here. I played Delilah Fleece on Once Upon a Monster of the Week and Cumulonimbus Doe on Continuity Errors. I can't hold an accent to save my life, and that's saying something considering I primarily play a character with a Southern accent, and I've lived in Georgia for almost all my life. I don't have many projects outside of that yet. My IPM episode that I did with Quinn from Monster Hours and Sarah from Red Gate and Wolf is coming out on the 29th. and I actually am playing over in Dungeons and Pop for their mini series. We're not in Kansas anymore. Yes.
Yeah.
Brian Herdlow is the amazing DM.
And Alice is so good. Alice is so good in both of those projects.
I'm trying.
Go
And,
listen to them now.
Not right now. Don't leave right now.
Yeah,
but-
later, like cue it up for later, immediately
Everybody's
after
sleeping.
this.
Yeah. Go listen to everything after this, including Once Upon a Monster of the Week if you haven't already. I guess the biome I live in is the mountains, technically. So passing it over to Sarah.
Hi. I'm Sarah Palmero. My pronouns are she, he. Gosh. I do lots of accents. Like, accents are one of the things that I love to do. So I do lots of accents. I am a nerd, just like everybody else. Overgrown theater kid. What a surprise. A voice actor who's a theater kid? Well, that never happens. I also do a lot of audio drama, so I play Jessie June Greeley in Once Upon a Monster of the Week, and I play Eddie Bluehill here in Continuity Errors. But you can also find me at Genesis Avalon Patriot, which is a great superhero show. Go listen to it. I do a lot. I'm around a lot of places doing one shots and long term things, so you can find me. And my biome, I guess, is technically I'm in a desert. Technically,
Oh.
Yeah, you're in a desert.
Or
Yeah.
just in heat.
Yeah.
there's a lot of small. We are a tree city, so there are a lot of trees, and and we're also it's a desert floodplain, so occasionally we get flooded. But yeah, technically I'm in a desert, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
California's weird that way.
yeah.
Got a little bit of everything.
Oh, I guess I didn't do a biome. I live indoors. You know.
So we did biomes, but how many of us are actually supposed to be found? I threw out the challenge.
Oh,
Cam
you
was
did
Cam
throw
was
out
a
a
little bit of a kind of a try, but then some of I think Sarah was a come find me. So I guess what's the like Pokemon rarity? I guess are we trying to track them down?
I mean, to be fair, have you ever tried to hide in a desert?
That's
I mean-
fair.
Yeah.
I like to feel like I'm that one Snorlax, like in the middle of the road.
Oh no.
God.
Right?
My neighbor just got a new puppy. It's a Bernese Mountain Dog, and its name
Oh
is
my
Snorlax.
gosh.
Oh,
It is so
Aw.
fluffy and adorable.
Oh, that's so cute. This will devolve into pet chat if we allow it to,
Mhm.
which
Yes.
I am good with, but oh, do we have some already? If not, I want to ask all of the questions and learn all of the things.
Algie has
Um,
all the questions for everyone.
So many questions. Tell me all your secrets, like now, like right now.
Just
on
spit 'em
Twitch.
out,
Just
just
Oh
tell
well,
me
the most
everything.
important thing you're
Oh.
going to want to know is no.
Yeah.
Since
The most
Sorry,
Algie-
what's that? I'm a tunnel.
This is
Nick
Algie
loves to
grilling us for
torture
the
me
next hour.
specifically. Um,
Oh well.
You have the best red string.
I do. I'm very good at red string theory.
And it's tied to our
Things.
hearts.
Aw. Aw.
I don't have to be Brett. I don't have to. There we go.
You don't have to stutter today. Oh my goodness. You get a break from the
This
stuttering.
is the real difference between Mick and Brett is an extra button.
That's right.
It's breathing.
Oh, only the two last sessions that I kind of decided to go for a vibe. But before that,
And then you drop the vibe, and now we don't have a GM.
Wow,
so
Cam.
gonna need you to wear that shirt again next
Jeez.
time, Cam.
well, technically it's right behind me, so I could grab it.
So we're not allowed to do Once Upon a Monster and not allowed to do continuity errors? Ah, okay.
Nice.
uh,
So do we just jump when we can have an
Do you
idea?
have
or-
one? Tell us things.
Okay, well, it's not a podcast, so nobody can listen to it or anything. It's just a character that I like. His name is Archesterium Alvin, and it's in the Fate game. I actually discovered the system of Fate, like big. Yeah, I
What is
discovered
TTRPG
Fate.
except for religion?
Yeah. Exactly. Anyway, we're playing basically like very deep sea mer people in that game, and it's totally homebrewed and with different factions, and it's super fun. I love RT. Kind of has like a weird Russian accent, but since they're mer people, like I can make up an accent that isn't really human and not really real, so and nobody can say like, oh, it's your Russian accent sucks. Well, it's not supposed to be Russian technically. They're just like, yeah, and
Yeah, let us hear your space Russian.
what?
Space Russian.
do your fake Russian accent. Do it.
Oh my
do
God.
it. Do it. Do it.
Yeah,
Do it. Do it.
I need something to say.
space
I-
Russian, space Russian.
I need something to say. It's not really something complicated like this. It's slower, and this is just Altusterium voices. Yeah, I don't. It's not really a Russian accent. It's really just his accent, and I.
It's fun. I like
It's a great
it.
accent.
Hmm.
I call it
Now I'm
Russian,
going
but it's
to
probably not really Russian. I don't know.
lock the Russian accent part of my brain so I don't just follow you in. So.
Come in, let's go, everybody. Russian accent, everybody, go.
Sarah does the best accents.
Yeah, Sarah. Sarah, go.
What? God. My favorite character. To be honest with you all, I have not played a lot of TTRPGs recently. I mean, like, Monster of the Week is the first one that I've played regularly for quite a while. I've played for years and years, but not recently. God. I don't know. I used to I have types. My favorite character that I've played in another RPG is a werewolf. Go figure.
Mhm.
I'm a big werewolf fan. And I think my favorite character is probably Shay Conlon. I played in uh what's it called? Werewolf the something that I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, it's a White Wolf game, and I played Shay
Oh.
Conlon, who was a Fianna. So yeah, I got to rock my Irish accent, and I got to play her a lot. Yeah, had fun with her and got to tear things up and all sorts of fun things like that. But yeah, so I like accents.
Yay.
And like I said, I will turn that part of my brain off now because I will just do a different accent every time I talk if I don't. So
You act like that's a problem.
Yeah,
So
it's-
cool, Sarah.
right?
You're so cool. Ooh.
I can't even hold the accent I was born into for 5 minutes.
who gets to go next? Alice.
Well, I can't talk about my current favorite non Once Upon a Monster character because that hasn't come out. But if you guys take a look at our Patreon here very
Yeah.
soon,
God.
I love.
And
It
we all know
is-
who she is. No, just kidding.
It is so much fun
that
to
is
play a horrible
technically-
mean girl.
That is technically Once Upon a Monster of the Week, right?
Technically,
Technically.
it's also
Right.
kids on bikes.
President, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's after the last, not Bloody Mary. No.
It was
Yes,
I
Bloody
think-
Mary.
Was it
It was
Never
Bloody
mind.
Mary.
No, I was thinking of a different bit.
Oh.
It's next year's homecoming.
There you
You
go.
know.
That's it. Timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly
Reddington
stuff, right?
Standard Time does not apply to
Mhm.
your immortal logic.
I love all my characters so dearly, and I
Big word.
love pulling on whatever weird threads I can and just running with them. I would. So I've got two big campaigns going with friends that are D&D, and I love both of them so much. My first is Thurman. Thurman Wampum Rexford Williams Willisher III is a gnome who started as a rogue. He was a pretty just generic character at first, but what happened that makes me love him so dearly was one of those things where it's just like, I didn't even want to do it, but I knew Thurman did. So it was one of those things where the character just took so much of a life of its own. And basically, Thurman met the great Gazoo, and
The great
convinced
Gazoo.
him to swap places. So this little character from an old cartoon show from the Flintstones, it's kind of like this omnipotent little alien thing. So he met this demigod who he convinced him to trade brains with, or like swap places. So he was very briefly omnipotent and omniscient. That went back real quick because kind of game breaking.
You know, when your
But-
character is just God for a little while.
Ah, you know.
So what happened
Casually.
after that makes me love him so much is he is now multi-classed. He's no longer taking levels in Rogue because, well, he's no longer omnipotent. He did have a little spark of omniscience where he realized everything up to and including I'm a character on a piece of paper type things. But the big thing is he knows there's another
my God.
universe out there in the whole bubbling froth of the multiverses where he was still omnipotent. So he prayed to himself, and he is now a cleric with himself as
Oh
his
my
deity.
He's a
God,
cleric of
this is
himself.
hilarious.
Wow.
That's some
He
real self-love
believes in
there.
himself
Oh my
that much.
God.
Wow.
Nick,
Wow. Wow.
every time you make a character,
This is priceless.
Nick's
Wow.
characters are just great.
Yes. Yes, yes.
all made changes.
I can jump right in and say that Nihilus is made significantly of red string, of other people, of just dropping the fun little tease things and let people spin their wheels and feed me.
So cool.
Is Nihilus like that? Is Nihilus like this? And Nihilus is built so much on just responding to teasing other players about what he is or isn't.
I ask Mick questions, and Mick decides what would torment me personally the most.
What answer would? Yeah, I love it.
We're the ones building Nick's character.
Oh, good though.
I think that even kind of was a pretty insignificant part of it. His big thing is he wanted to be a really good cook, not like high class fancy chef, just like good comfort food kind of thing, because food had such a important part of his life and like family, and it's such fond memories, and basically eternal optimist and always wanting to make other people happy was right there at the core of Nihilus from the very beginning. Um, and beyond that, it was just, yeah, he wants to be a really good chef, and in trying to go find and research things, he accidentally released a demon with an entity, and it was never established as a demon. He released an entity that was trapped inside of a book because he thought it was a recipe written in some other language, and so he tried decoding it, and some sacred geometry in the icing, and poof, released this
Oh,
spirit
love it.
that taught him magic. They made a little exchange, and that's how he learned magic and was in it, like baptized into the world of the supernatural. Even was just by finding this spirit.
The irony of things I know now
Right.
about both Nihilus and other characters is so upsetting to me in the best way. Not just Nihilus and Alistair. Like, I'm now seeing the irony in it hasn't
The
aired
entire
yet,
news.
but
It hasn't aired yet.
Barnabas, fucking Barnabas. Anyway. Nobody puts Barnabas in a corner, but actually everybody puts Barnabas in a corner.
Barney gets put a lot of places by a lot of different people.
Is
No.
Also, Jill's back.
Okay.
Possible.
Twitch, why?
I can go, I guess. It was the first time I was auditioning or trying out like a game with people I did not know. I started TTRPG with D&D with a friend group with D&D, and so it was very different from what I was used to, and I was a little intimidated by like, oh, you have to audition and you're gonna play with like new people or stranger, and then it's gonna be a podcast, so you have to be kind of eloquent, or you have to not ramble too much, or you have anyway. So the easiest way for me to do that was to make me less nervous about it was make a character that was kind of similar to myself, but I was obviously pushing a lot of like my default default. Is that how you say it? That's
Mhm.
something that's not a quality, the opposite. Anyway, and making a scientist like for Morgan was easy. I feel like and making a rambly character, that was the important part because I have trouble with coming up with the right thing to say at the right time. You know, those great punchline. Now I just ramble my way through a lot of things, and sometimes there's something relevant in between. So yeah, that was Morgan, and
Adore Morgan.
So when did we
Yeah.
get the like crossover Patreon episode with Morgan and Brett teaming up
Oh
for
my
something?
God.
but they would
Aw.
get
I worry that
along.
they would either kill each other or blow up the town.
They would get along. Like Morgan would
Why
probably
not both? Why not both? I mean,
Morgan would have to be the one in charge too.
kind of, I guess. But yeah, and I like the concept of like having a laboratory and like making shit up into in the laboratory, very much so. That got developed a bit more afterward, though. Same thing for like interpersonal relationship that also was developed during the podcast, more not planned initially. Yeah. Mm.
Okay, let's keep this going.
Yay, let's go.
So Delilah actually started off on a game that never really got off the ground as the chosen one. And
Oh,
yeah, I did going into like, yeah. So going into Once Upon a Monster, I decided that I didn't really want to play a chosen one on a podcast because that leads just a little bit too much to main character syndrome.
yeah.
Yeah, so yeah. She's the main character. But I kind of just completely switched her around to play the expert. And she went through a lot of character development really quickly, especially at the beginning. Because she was originally just supposed to be a college student that knew just a little bit too much about monsters because of her family. Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay.
And like I said, it changed really quickly. And now she's everything that she is now,
Yeah.
including yeah. She's
Still a TA though. She's still a TA.
she's still a TA and a college student. She doesn't have a major, and she makes all of her money ghostwriting shitty paranormal romance novels.
Love that.
No.
Sadly.
Listen, I've got a tabletop RPG that we can do a mini game.
Algie,
There's
you
so
have
many.
a tabletop RPG for everything.
Everything.
Literally, yes, I do. And if I don't, I can find it.
Or we can make it.
Oh, yes. I'll take a look. Don't worry about that.
Never mind the rest of us looking really nervous now. Like,
Yeah, you guys
Everything's
are
gonna
getting
be
secrets.
completely fine. I
of course it is.
promise.
Of course it is.
Tell us about Jessica June.
Oh God, I was trying to think. I'm not even sure I remember what I originally pitched for her. Jessa basically, I basically built a character, and if you listen to Once Upon a Monster, you will hear more Greeley family members. Jessa basically came into existence as part of a whole enormous family of werewolves. And I just wanted her to be the dumb little sister.
Nice.
The one that doesn't know anything, the
Never.
one that's protected by her enormous brothers and has to learn everything as she goes. Which is sort of held true, I guess. She is still sort of the dumb little sister. She's just with some very strange friends. Yeah, Jessa has just become the completely normal human male werewolf friends. Yes. Yeah, she's just sort of become like the oddity collector, I think, now in the game. Like anybody who's very odd, anybody who has any strange, quirky things, they usually display it right in front of her, and it takes her a good long time to figure out what the hell's going on. So yeah,
Where do
I
you
don't
possibly find things like that in Reddington, though?
Yeah.
What? I know. How
There
strange.
can't be that many, right?
So I don't
Everyone's
know
just
that
so totally normal.
I don't know that she's changed a lot from what I originally pitched. I just think that she's learned a whole lot more than I thought she was going to.
Jessica June is the light of my life.
We love her.
Depends on what you call an object. I mean,
I mean, in Reddington.
I feel like
Bones.
I'm Delilah's
I
closer to the object.
I think
collector.
Delilah's probably closer
Yeah.
to the odd object. Justin just collects the weird people. She's just an odd
So
person.
where do
collector.
haunted dolls fall between on the spectrum of object
God.
and people?
No.
They fall similar to Pokemon.
And
They fall-
and they all go to Isolde.
They fall somewhere outside behind the wood pile where they can stay. Is where they fall.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that everything had better get returned.
It's coming back. I swear it's coming back. It is. I swear.
It's coming back from one person. Who knows about the rest?
Right.
Oh
Give us
God.
all the secrets.
Oh.
Fen,
All the secrets, Fen. Come on, let's go.
the original pitch for Fen actually was using the Monstrous Playbook, a fairy changeling who decided they liked humans enough to stick around and protect them. I think during my first chem game, Session 0 test game, that never actually happened. Meg told me we have multiple people playing the monsters already. Would you like to create a hybrid playbook? And I said, yes, but what if I just played the crooked straight as someone who's very bad at magic, but they are also a fairy changeling? And Fen just evolved from there. I did at a certain I was in a weird place emotionally when I actually started recording. And so Fen has grown and changed in many weird ways, and essentially like everything I've ever disliked about myself is Fen multiplies by 10. So just every
I
bad
get
thing
you.
about me. And
I
also
get you.
every time somebody trusts Fen, because they shouldn't, but they do, which is terrible for the town. But every time somebody trusts Fen, I just make them a little bit worse.
Oh.
Not on purpose. I just realized that like this is my reaction to having so many people trust Fen is I keep messaging Meg, what if Fen was an even worse person? Listen, what if
What if
You
I
all
did this
heard it
horrible
here
thing?
first. Fence the BBEG.
Fen's yeah, Fen spelled F. Sorry, I'm not watching the chat. Cool. Yeah, no, so Fen's just become more and more of a disaster as time went on, which Meg is graciously allowing me to play. And it's I don't know. Maybe I am the BBEG. Who knows?
Meg is allowing so much out of us.
Meg is allowing me to
It's
play like 4 or
fun.
5 characters. I've kind of lost count. Most 2 of them haven't shown up yet. 2 of them have.
Is that helping though? We're just coming up with like more content, but like
More
Okay.
twisted characters. I mean, come on.
I'm so excited about
Yes.
season 2.
Yes. In fact, everyone will be crying, everyone will be screaming. There will be a lot happening, and it will almost all be our own faults.
We don't need monsters to make problems.
Eh,
For
but
us.
to be
Hey,
fair,
now,
that's true
hey,
though. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
we love
You're not-
monsters. Come on.
Hmm,
Damn.
monsters are great.
They're so fun and interesting.
not about the
Or-
monster. It's about
or,
the
you know,
humanity.
break your character later.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
just monsters are people
True, see?
too,
Monsters
and
are
don't
people.
forget it.
And they're also monsters. So
Which just makes them better than people.
Yeah, not spoilers. Yes,
You mean our
remind us of
first-
where we are so we know what we can say.
exactly.
Um,
No,
No,
it's
no, it's
me.
not
No,
you.
it's
It's
fine, it's
Alice.
fine.
This is in a way for.
I have something. My cat has this. I
Oh.
just.
Yeah, no, it's in Zoom.
It's
It's
a
just
cover.
Alice, but there is something weird going on over on
Oh.
Twitch.
Oh,
Oh.
too.
oh,
No, I just needed to step away for just a second. There's something happening.
Why? That's so weird. Sorry, it's still. It seems that when Alice like does the thing, your
no, I
screen
think it was
mess ups?
something else. No, something else happened on Twitch. It's
Okay.
fine, and it's back. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
fine.
my
It's all good.
my Twitch is like a few seconds behind Meg's, I think.
Oh,
so
that's
it's all-
okay.
yeah.
And it's all messing up. Sorry, I should not watch it. All right. So
whole thing.
keep going. Sorry. There's.
God fucking bless Alex for what he does with all of our audio.
Mm.
Nice.
Yeah, we had a great time. What tier is that on for people who are wanting to subscribe? On there somewhere. And I think also next month is when we're planning to drop the first world building episode of Kids on Bikes, maybe? Question mark. Okay. So if you'd like to hear us causing
obnoxious
even more
teenagers.
problems.
So we're good up through Bloody Mary then, as far as
Okay.
Not all the way through Bloody Mary because I don't think that hasn't finished yet, but I think
right.
as far as Jessa June's timeline,
We're not done with that story.
yeah, you're not done with that story yet.
It's
Okay.
hard to say then, like what surprised you the
favorite-
most about
I mean, there's
Reddington.
stuff-
It's
Been
hard.
so
Stuff coming.
long,
I'm trying
so
to
many
surprising.
unlearn. I'm trying to unlearn everything that I have
Alright.
learned in the past month. Yeah. Yeah.
Does anything ever solve anything in Reddington? That's the real question.
I feel
The
like
makes
news
everything
is pretty on
worse.
top of it.
What what are solutions but even more and bigger problems?
Right.
The Molotov cocktail method, patented by
Fixed one
by-
thing. Now the town is on fire. Yeah.
Excuse you. Friendship solves everything. Just
What is
No,
it?
it
What is
really
it from The
doesn't.
Good Place?
It really
Anytime.
doesn't.
So it doesn't solve things, but it makes it more like fun. Like at least you're in deep shit with your friends. Yeah, you know.
I'm thinking about the last thing we recorded as far as friendship goes. At least for News Bulletin. I
Rip.
don't know
Yeah,
if
well,
solved or better or fun are any of the correct words there.
well, the Historical Preservation Society is doing good and strengthening their links and solving some issues.
we've got
too.
the healthiest relationships in the entire podcast.
I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud
That's
of them.
terrifying.
Okay. Yes. Not editing.
Because soup is $15.
I mean, you mean us as a person or us as like the character? Because I mean, magic food can't get better than that. Like, who cares about the taste? It's magic. It's
Ugh.
fun. I mean, the taste is good too. The taste is good. Don't
Oh,
get me
you have-
wrong.
You have mortally offended
Don't
Nihilus
get
now.
no. I mean, the taste is super good too. It's really fun, but like the magic, it's farce.
Nihilus's food is Fen's favorite thing in the world to eat.
I mean, it's good.
Oh,
Yeah, she's been climbing around.
Oh.
little baby kitty. She is a Twitch star now.
Oh, the
Just
perfect
means more people are
monster.
going to come watch. That's all.
Hopefully.
Astrid, wave a paw. Wave a paw.
I mean, don't we all want to eat at the Haunted Furby Cafe?
Right?
No. No,
Yes.
you do not.
We all want to adopt a Furby.
Nope. Not even a little
Okay,
bit.
I'm frozen again.
There is the what was the chicken restaurant?
Oh, Sarah came up with the name for that one.
Did I?
Yes,
I
I
don't
asked for
remember
names and you dropped a
any
bunch. The
names.
chicken coop.
Yeah, the one where you eat with a chicken.
I
Oh,
Oh,
no.
God.
you said that. I didn't say that.
No, that I think that was in part of what we got cut. What got cut from IPM? Yes.
Uncut.
Double the content.
And how much
Either
ridiculousness
Reddington's
is
border
still
just
in
keeps
there.
getting bigger, or these restaurants are getting smaller.
They're
There are
very
so
small.
many.
Tiny
They
restaurants.
just keep getting replaced.
Oh, that's
But
right. There is a
we
reason.
get-
I
There's
forgot.
so many restaurants.
And
Huh.
someday everyone will know that reason.
Everyone listening is about to learn a secret.
Because we need to do something with all the cadavers, right? Is that
Are you suggesting that every restaurant?
it? Well,
Telling
everything
me
that
that-
has meat
That steak restaurant.
That's why
is
we have
gonna
Kenny
to be
Bills.
set up.
can eat. Okay.
Huh.
Double up my audio, but maybe this will work.
We have another question in the chat that is
Yeah, we'll go. Well, actually, I wanted to amend this question. Your continuity errors, your continuity errors characters, where would they like to eat in town?
I don't know enough the restaurant of Reddington.
Anywhere.
I can't eat. Felician can't eat, so nowhere.
Nim wants to eat everywhere. Just all of the food all the
Yes,
time.
Nim would even try Candy Bills.
Brett is probably just like a microwave burrito and back to work kind of guy at the lab. Like, why? Going out somewhere is just time that he can't be researching.
We can order in, like when you remember to order, you do like Morgan and Delilah. You just order.
Brett just goes to the
No
cheap
time-
Chinese
no time
place.
wasted.
What was Felician's favorite food in life? Like, what food, if he could, like, okay, let's be real. Reddington has a shit ton of restaurants.
So if
He
you
can at
want
least
it, you
go
can
and
find
stand
it,
and
right?
pretend that he's, like, eating something.
That's just cruel. Like why would you want to like? He has trouble smelling anything, but like he can get like little ints, but like that would just be cruel. Like to not be
I
able
just
to.
want to know what food he's going to miss the most. This is what's getting asked.
Well,
asking it in
he
a
was
pro manner, you're correct.
okay. He was doing like very good ramen before,
Oh,
but I guess he misses. I don't know, food in general. I don't have even one specific one.
Just food. Just
What you
Just
food.
mean is
Alcohol, cannot get drunk anymore. That sucks.
Oh, that's fair.
That's
Yeah.
bad.
Oh,
Yeah.
so he should go to to our brewery.
Mm. Yeah. If he could, yeah, I would appreciate tasting.
Quilted Ghost Brewery, is that what it's called?
I believe so, yeah.
I think so.
No,
yeah.
otherwise
That's the
Felician frequents the
pub,
Hungarian
right?
Man Diner.
The what? What do you say?
Felician could win a drinking contest.
Well,
Yeah,
if you're
I-
allowed to throw up all the time, sure. Good.
There's a charming
Okay.
image. Oh god.
Let's
Okay.
move
Gross.
on to
Alright.
You're talking about the undead guy here, y'all. What
I
are
So
you
Candy
expecting?
Bills. The answer is Candy Bills.
Candy
then.
Bills, yes.
That's fine. That's
I think I kind of want to say that Eddie would go to the Gilded Pheasant just because my image of Eddie eating anything is just Eddie with like a dozen plates in front of him and just like taking bites off of all of them in random ways. But I don't know. I don't know if that's exactly. I don't know. Anyway, I'll just go with that. I think the Gilded Pheasant is probably where he'd go because he's not a like a one plate kind of person. He's like, let me have some of that and that and that too. And so,
Eddie likes tapas.
Yes.
yep.
What is your favorite monster?
Do I need to answer that question?
It's,
Is it a
asked in
werewolf?
the chat, it's for everybody. What is your favorite monster? Are you afraid if? Okay, would you rather me like step away? I can do that.
I mean, I
Yes,
think
Alex has said we will listen to the tapes later.
yeah.
Sea monsters.
Sea monsters.
Sea
I
monsters
just
are
like
good.
sea monsters
No,
in
that's
general.
totally fair.
I just love them.
Yeah.
They're big. Listen, they're
They're
big.
big.
They're like dinosaur-esque, and I don't know. I think like the sea is pretty like huge and
Terrifying. Absolutely fucking terrifying.
I mean absolutely fascinating.
No,
but
absolutely fucking terrifying.
There are the sea
Like-
monsters that live in lakes and rivers, like the top.
no, I don't
Tamahaha.
like lakes. No, I
You
don't,
don't like
lakes and
lakes,
rivers.
just straight up.
I'm sorry. What?
Lakes are bad.
bad.
No, lakes are a lot less interesting than the sea. They're like they don't move. They're just like there. They're boring.
Yeah, but what lives
Um,
at the bottom of the lake, Cam? What lives at the bottom of the lake? Don't you want to
Okay,
know?
okay. I guess
Seriously,
like
haunted
like
towns.
huge lakes like the Loch Ness and like the sort of Loch Ness monster is interesting, but like lakes in general, no.
I'm sorry, the
I am
Great
very
Lakes are,
biased
like,
against lakes. I
massive.
apologize.
Yeah, there's the
The
great.
Great Lakes.
Cam's
and
utter
what is there?
disdain for lakes as bodies of water.
No,
It's not
there's no
fucking
marine
big
mammals.
enough.
The Great Lakes have their own sea monster, though.
Yes, but there's no like marine mammals, and there's no interesting fauna except like some fish and
There's no interesting
So
fauna in
she
lakes.
wants whales and things
Period.
on that scale. Okay.
Go on,
Okay,
whale and like
okay.
marine mammals. Sorry.
This is all Tamahaha rejection, and I don't like that.
I just okay.
Sea monster.
I'm God, you're valid in your preferences. I'm just the absolute disdain in your voice.
So
Lakes.
wonderful.
So
Lakes are
Absolutely
bad.
wonderful.
I'm so sorry. I don't even like swimming in lakes. I'm just like,
what the
Please,
Lakes
please, I
are
am
too
begging
boring
you.
to swim in.
Okay.
I'm begging you, talk to Theo about this and his opinions on the Great Lakes.
Yes. Have you ever seen the Great Lakes?
no, it's okay. It's just
Have you seen the Great Lakes? Like realistically.
I have seen one. I don't remember which one, but I have seen one, and it's just okay. But it's the thing that are in that are less interesting.
Like I said, please have a conversation with Theo about this.
Okay.
He gets on to me every time I call him the
so
Med Lakes.
much, Cam. I've
What?
never seen someone be snobby about lakes, and I love it so much. It is my new favorite thing. I'm just gonna be snobby about all water. It's not
Right?
terror. It's not terror. I'm just snobby.
I feel bad. I live I live near a haunted lake, so
Yes,
I'm like,
yes, you do. Yeah, no, lakes, because so many like of the man-made lakes are like haunted fucking towns.
Yeah.
like, Lake Lanier was several like towns that just got razed over by the Army Corps of Engineers. I can go on and on about this.
Oh, I just
But you remember that Cam said sea monsters, not ghosts. So
But
I
it's
love
still
it.
the lakes, though.
They're just not interesting enough.
How do you feel about fins and swamps?
Oh, I love this. I love this. Hang on one second. Okay, I guess I can't be too critical. I once said penguins aren't real birds because they're not. And I do want to just really, like, I love this comment because my favorite conspiracy is that birds aren't real. And we did have to roll to confirm that birds are real in Reddington. So
Listen,
penguins
Do
would
penguins
be real.
count?
taxonomy is arbitrary, and like fish don't technically exist, and there's not a scientific definition for fish as compared to
Oh, that's fair.
all other like the like they obviously they do exist, but there's not one category that encompasses all fish and nothing else.
That's fair. That's fair. Anybody else have favorite monsters that aren't?
I mean, I love all cryptids. One of my favorite, though, are the Fresno nightcrawlers.
Yay.
They just look like
Fresno
little
night-
ants.
We will have a Fresno Nightcrawler briefly pop up in one mystery so far. Very oh, I forgot his name. He's great vibes. It'll come. To me.
He's great.
He's got
I don't
great
remember
vibes.
him, but he's great.
Great vibes. Yeah, Alice, you want to explain what a Fresno Nightcrawler is really quick?
They're these little cryptids that showed up on.
Sorry, Red is over here saying, I love Fresno Nightcrawler.
Right. They showed up on, it was like, not like a ring camera, but on someone's security cameras out in Fresno. And they look like just little pants, essentially.
So
That's
what
the
are
best way to-
Fresno-
That's the best way to explain them. They're like fuzzy little pants that walk.
And Fresno's the city?
Yeah.
Yes,
Fresno's
in
the city in
Fresno's the city.
California.
Okay. Wow. Love
They're
it.
just great. They're unexplained and they're great and they're just funky little guys. But I could also go on and on about cryptids.
Mick, Sarah, Algie, any of you have favorite monsters that you're not afraid I'll use? Can you-
Like
Where-
this.
We're not
I mean, where do-
afraid you'll use.
Monsters?
Where do we draw the line on what is a monster?
Well,
Like,
werewolf was considered a monster, I guess.
I'm just
so.
using cryptids.
It is
It's-
your
I kinda
definition is your
actually-
choice, I guess.
like would a dragon constitute a monster? or
Oh,
is that
well,
like-
oh. Well, if you enter dragons, I mean, dragons are so cool.
I don't see why dragons wouldn't be monsters.
Unless it's not cool. I mean, maybe it's not a cool dragon.
Well, unless it lives in a lake, it's gonna be a cool dragon.
Back to the lakes.
Based.
Lake dragons. Don't bring in any lake dragons because
No,
Cam
no,
will
no.
be very disappointed.
Dragons are cool, even if they're into lakes. Which just joke.
Only in salt lakes, y'all, not freshwater lakes.
Anything that could be considered of the week. Yeah, what are your thoughts about the Loch Ness Monster then, Cam? Sorry, we
Oh.
keep coming back to this.
Why are we? Yeah, we were talking about dragons. I want to know what kind of dragons Mick like is
No,
like
no. Don't
into.
touch this.
Come on, what's your thoughts on Nessie?
Okay, well,
And specifically the Loch Ness, not Twilight.
oh,
It is
thank
Give us
you
those
for
opinions.
specifying. I would have went for Renesmee, obviously. Yeah.
You can give us those opinions too, Cam.
Don't.
Yeah, Cam,
No.
tell us your opinions on Twilight specifically.
No. Oh,
If I do that, I will be here for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
We're not.
no, that's okay.
Nobody wants to hear me ramble about Twilight. Anyway, so Loch Ness monster. They're. I like her. I think Nessie is nice. Like she's not as impressive as like sea monsters, but and she must be lonely because like lakes like are such close area. Like,
They're
you
so
can't do
boring.
shit in them.
I
So yeah,
mean-
exactly. So like it's poor Nessie all alone, but I like her. Like she holds a place in my heart because also she's in Scotland and Scotland is amazing. I'm biased like in favor of Scotland, but yeah, I like Missy, but like she's not at the level of the sea monsters in general.
That's fair.
I like how, Cam, how you talk about Nessie like you've met her. She's your best
Oh, I
friend.
have to
She's nice.
believe
Yeah.
that Cam has met Nessie. Sarah, what is
I
your
went to
favorite
Scotland
monster?
Oh God. You know, again with the definition of what is a monster.
The of the week I think has been the definer
Of the week?
So like
Of the week.
So not
But
all
you also said
monsters.
werewolves. I mean, if that also works.
I mean, you
Yeah.
if you bring a not Jessa around, right? You bring an actual scary werewolf? Yes, I love scary werewolves. But an of the week, I think a black dog.
Okay.
I mean, here we go again with I have a type, but yeah, I think a black dog would probably be one of my favorites. You know, hellhound, black dog,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I think that would
nice.
be like a lot of fun.
I have a hellhound creature that I introduced in another Monster of the Week game that I think I should put into this game now. Alex
You're
is
welcome.
over here
Goodness.
saying
You're
yes
welcome.
Because he played a character in that game. And did you officially get to adopt?
No, I was talked out of it by quote unquote reasonable people.
He was talked out of it by quote unquote reasonable people.
Meg, we need the goodest boy. We need the goodest boy in our game.
We will absolutely bring the goodest boys into this game. Let's go to a break because we are coming up actually almost
Oh.
on 7.
But I wanted to know your favorite monster. You know them so much.
That's
Yeah.
fair. Okay. Algie, do you know yours? I'm gonna have to actually think for a second. Go ahead.
Sure, yeah. Well, I mean, the of the week specification does imply that it has to be a scary monster, and I can't just be like, I love duende because they're real cute and they live in anthills. I've there's a lot of Filipino folklore that I'm very into, and like choosing a favorite monster at all is so difficult. But one of the monsters that scared me terribly as a child, so I'll go with that because what is a favorite if it doesn't terrify you? What am I talking about? Anyway, was the Manananggal, which is a Filipino vampire, which does like in the daytime, it is a beautiful woman that like walks around town and lives a normal life. And at the nighttime, it separates its top half from its lower half, and its top half like flies around and has this proboscis that it like puts down people's chimneys and then like sucks their blood or their organs or whatever shit.
Through the
And-
chimney.
Yeah, and like
No.
they're so fucked up, right?
That's a fucked up
Anyway.
Santa Claus.
Filipino monsters, like you get real cute ones, and then you get fucked up shit like that, or the batibat, or like all kinds of things. So like I'm very I started researching like Filipino folklore a few years ago, and so I've gotten really into that. And this may eventually come into play in Fen's storyline in Once Upon a Monster of the Week. probably not the Mananangals, but I don't know what Meg's got for us.
No. I as much as I do love my introduction was us playing a vampire game, and that was the type of vampire you played.
that was
No,
fun.
I don't know enough lore to drop that in and do it justice. It would be something that you'd have to run.
Listen, if you want me to run a game with all scary, spooky Filipino monsters,
Yes, please.
We're
That-
all
that
gonna
would be
die.
exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
We can play a whole bunch of tourists.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh my
We
god.
will all die in 5 minutes. It'll be the shortest game ever.
Oh no, I think Algae's frozen.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
no.
so.
No.
So yeah,
Oh,
perfect
they
time.
are.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
Oh,
they're back.
good. Here I am. Yeah, my internet connection is unstable. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Oh no.
Yeah, no. I was gonna say, like, listen, if you want me to run a game with all Filipino monsters hunting the shit out of a bunch of people, we can talk about that. But you have so many other things planned. We don't. It's fine. We're good.
I mean, Patreon content. Listen, if you're watching this, look, our Patreon, we're still kind of developing it, but a lot of our upper levels are going to be us playing just one-off games and things like that. So come check it out. What is my favorite monster? I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
I'm impartial to demons, I think. Like, I was sitting here, as Algie was talking, was like, oh, is it from childhood? And no, because the two creatures that scared me in childhood were the... did anybody watch the show Ghost Rider?
Mm-hmm.
Gooey Gus, or whatever his name
Ooh.
was. You look him up, he's not looking terrifying, but, like, I sat in my floor screaming that I was not going to be alone in my room because that guy scared me a lot.
Oh man.
I mean, Slappy from Goosebumps terrified me.
Yes. So yeah, I guess ghosts or demons have always been what I've been more impartial to. That being said, like, my gut instinct is Ice Cream Man. Like, if you haven't read the comic
Oh,
Ice Cream Man,
God.
so good. It's so good. He's a terrifying, existential, overall creature. Yeah, a lot of fun. So
What does he do? What is his name? Ice Cream Man.
he has an ice cream truck and he gives you ice cream of horror. Like, no joke. So Alex, who is our editor, has a podcast called Panelology that is on hiatus right now, but you should go listen to at least the Spooktacular episodes where you can hear us talk about a lot of horror stuff that we really love. That being said, it's either one of those or just like a random week that I was on where the Ice Cream Man issue was like parallel timeline. So it was that chocolate vanilla strawberry ice cream, and it was like this guy either went straight, left, or right, and I like had like sat in a like ball and just like had an existential breakdown on the podcast because it scared me so much. So just like missed possibilities. Great. That's my biggest fear.
So we do not trust any ice cream truck in Reddington, guys.
No, I would not trust any ice cream
Why
truck
would you
in
trust an ice cream truck anywhere?
It-
Have you ever
yeah, in
heard one of
general,
those things?
right?
They're freaking terrifying.
Oh yeah, no, we have one that comes through my neighborhood that plays gospel music.
So we're gonna
Oh.
take a break. We're gonna take 10, and so that we can all go get something to drink and chill. And we'll be back.
literally
Or
as that
just
was
numbers.
happening, my internet connection went unstable, so I'm switching to the other internet, which will hopefully be better. Sorry about that.
Are you okay, Mick? Yes.
Look how fancy Algae is with 2 internets.
I have
We have 3.
it's
I
the
just
it
forgot
it
what the
comes with a 5G and a
passwords.
non-5G, so that for people who don't have 5G available
Or if you're further from the router,
devices.
Yeah.
the 2G travels further.
Does it really?
Oh, really?
I don't-
So,
It was already here when I moved in. My roommate's really cool and had everything set up, so
Meg,
Narrower
you keep
bandwidth,
like
so less.
rubbing your forehead, and I'm like, that's like the epitome of Once Upon a Monster of the Week is just.
please
Oh,
say
it's just
shit.
it.
Meg is very tired.
that's Meg is
I mean,
always
in
tired.
continuity errors, there was a lot of rubbing forehead as well, I think, sometimes.
This is true,
I mean,
but
there's probably more
because
of
it's
you guys
continuity errors.
rubbing your forehead because I am so bad at the tech. But speaking of
No,
continuity errors,
no.
Oh,
Oh.
if-
We're
no.
back.
welcome back.
yeah, we've
Hi.
been back, guys. I counted down.
I
did.
know, I knew.
Yeah, you've been
Speaking
talking
of, surprise,
shit.
this has
Sorry.
actually been all part of Theo's plan, and we're mid-session right now. Have you guessed the
Right.
twist yet? No.
Speaking of, I hope you've been following all the clues.
There will be a quiz.
There is always a quiz.
It is
God
graded on a
damn it.
curve too, so use your partners.
Don't cheat off your partners. It's good. It's
I
okay.
did not ask. Did you guys want to hear how Wendy changed?
Yes.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't know if
sure,
you were
let's
going to
go.
give us that information.
Are you gonna
Yeah.
tell us?
There.
Right.
Giving us information.
Well, I mean, Wendy did actually start as just a really weird receptionist, and then I realized it would be a good character to narrate. And yeah, now Wendy has like a full backstory, and on top of what happens at the end of Mystery 3, there's some really fun stuff that's going to happen at the end of Season 1 that's going to explain nothing, and it's going to be wonderful.
It's just gonna make everybody more confused.
No, it's going to be wonderful.
It's gonna be great.
But you all play characters in both Continuity Errors and in Once Upon a Monster. That includes Algae as well. This
Oh,
is,
that's right.
probably a
yeah,
good
that's
for
true.
Alma.
Elma.
If your Continuity Error character accidentally befriended a regular character on Once Upon a Monster, what character would it probably be?
I already answered that
This
one.
is
I want
true.
to I want to see the adventures of Brett and Morgan.
Oh, please. Yes. Oh, yeah. They would get along, I'm sure.
I have my thoughts, but I want to hear your thoughts.
Are you going to share your thoughts
I
then?
will absolutely share my thoughts.
So continuity errors to Once Upon a Monster. Continuity error character befriends somebody in real Reddington.
Be friends or
Podcast
just meet?
Reddington.
Because that's such a different.
You're right.
What was that?
Befriends or just meet?
No,
because that's
befriends. I want to know who they befriend.
Hmm.
If your characters find themselves stuck in Reddington, who are they going to befriend? Who's going to be that friend?
Got a friend in me.
The only character I can like sort of think that Felicia would get like would be very chill with would probably be Barnabas.
You know what? That's fair.
And-
That's not
and,
what I was thinking, but yeah.
But if you're thinking of somebody else, because I feel like I don't have all the characters in. I would need a list like
That's fair.
to
That's
be
fair.
reminded of everybody because I'm only thinking of the news bulletin right now and the like RHPS
Yeah.
and just a June.
Felicity
so-
and Johnny would be interesting.
Felicity.
Johnny
Oh,
might be
oh,
Johnny might
yes,
be a little
yes.
intense, but that's
Yes, yes, they would.
That would be
yes.
interesting.
That is true.
Let's
True.
be real,
Yeah,
though, like,
yeah, yeah.
Anybody with Johnny would be great.
You know what?
Like
Fair
Johnny's
enough.
Fair.
gonna make everybody feel good, and like
True.
they're like comfortable and like they belong. I was also thinking Felician and CB would be fun.
Oh my
Some, like,
god.
bad people.
I think-
would have fight.
But I think
Could start-
Felicia and
start a
CB
club.
They
would
would
kill
fight.
each other.
Like, let's be real.
They're both
who
dead
does
and they would
CB
kill each other, yeah.
fight with
Yeah,
already?
exactly.
And
Well,
that's
depends.
fun.
Depends. I don't know. Depends how it's approached, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's
They-
valid.
They could just start the Immortal Fight Club and just kill each other every day, just like over and over and over again. Charge people money to come see the vampire and the zombie.
Absolutely.
Reddington's Fight Club finale.
Oh my
Right,
God.
exactly.
Nim, I
Oh, what
feel
it would
like
have
is
it would have to
easy.
be why am I totally blanking on the word for it? The Vikings, the Odin's like fighters, that's what they do every night, again and
Oh,
again. At
yeah,
the
You
hall,
mean,
they kill each other, and
In
then
Oh.
they just,
Valhalla?
Okay.
but
but,
there's
uh,
it's a
not in
J.
the-
It starts
Yeah.
with a J.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember
Are you trying to think of
Magnus
Jotun?
Chase.
Nope.
I'm gonna say like those are the
No,
giant
they're Odin's warriors. They're the
Yeah.
warriors selected by the Valkyries for the final battle. They've got their own name that starts with a J, and I cannot think
Yeah.
of it.
Hang on, let me go grab a Rick Riordan book and I'll find out for you.
Yeah, exactly. Go with Magnus Chase. It's clearly
I'm
there.
just thinking
Yeah.
Brothers of Metal. They've got a lot of songs, and they're all like. And I'm trying to think through those, the one where they're talking about it, but I can't.
Yeah.
I feel
But
like
they
I
base-
could
yeah.
say something about the Peter Jackson books.
You mean Percy Jackson?
Percy Jackson.
Peter,
sorry.
did you just call him Peter Jackson?
No, not intentionally.
know.
Guys.
This is Meg's AU.
It's
Listen.
fine.
I've read
It's
one
okay.
two Percy Jackson books at this time. I'm
This is
sorry.
Meg's
You're
OC
doing good.
self-insert.
Peter
Right.
Jackson.
No, and Wendy's not even a self-insert. Like everybody's like, oh yeah, like this character has the good or bad of me, and I'm like, Wendy is just a fucking
It's just Wendy.
mess. I don't know.
Wendy is our dear friend / jailer, and it's fine.
We have many thoughts about Wendy.
Yes, we do.
Many thoughts about Wendy. I feel like Nim is an easy character, but I want to hear what you think.
I feel like Nim would just try and befriend everyone. That's the problem. And then the other problem being what we found out last episode makes me think Finn would befriend Nim just from Nim being partial anomaly.
Then,
Finn takes advantage of the himbos, excuse.
Ben takes advantage of people in their way. I don't know that they would seek out Nim, but if the opportunity was there.
Though, who I think Nim would get along best with is one of Algie's characters that have not been introduced yet.
Oh, see, I
That's
was
fine.
thinking Nim would
Her pretty boy.
get
Oh.
along with Nihilus really well.
Yeah, that was
And
where my brain
also
went
Cece.
immediately.
The way to Nim's
And
heart
maybe
is through
Norman
their stomach.
too. And maybe Norman
That's
too.
the thing.
Norman too, yeah.
Nim would get along
Yeah.
with anyone.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think like
Yeah.
Nim would be very calming for Cece.
Mm.
Would Nim be
Wait a
coming
minute,
for
hang on a
CC,
second.
or would CC be chaos for Nim?
Right, exactly.
Or would they just
That's
be
fair.
chaos together?
That's you know what? You're not wrong. I'm not gonna you know what?
And Nim has a petty streak that caused arson.
That's fair. That's fair.
I mean, I'm on the Nim and Nihilus best friends train because they
Yeah, that
would.
just seems to make
Yeah.
sense.
Lim and Nihilus. Yeah.
I mean, come on, and Nihilus could just feed him all the time.
Yeah,
so
that's exactly like I feel
Yeah.
like the food gravitating. Yeah.
The food gravitating
The
people.
food and the just being like nice and good at heart.
Yeah.
We have. I mean,
mean-
on the one hand, we have like a high number of really genuinely good characters in Reddington, and on the other hand, we have a high number of like not.
trash fires. Trash fires.
Yeah, trash virus is right.
Yeah. They're wonderful though.
So
Yeah.
what about
They're all
just a
wonderful.
dude? What about the Shazoot?
No,
Or I mean,
Eddie.
what
Oh,
about
we're
Eddie?
doing it. I thought we were doing it the
Yeah,
other
no,
way.
Eddie.
Eddie.
Oh.
For some, yeah. Who is that? For some reason, I want to say Isolde. For like, I don't know. I'm
Interesting.
not exactly sure how that, but that's what where my brain went. It was to Isolde.
Mature adult figures with the spirit.
Yes, that's fair.
The stupidest thing is he's not supposed to be that mature. It's just that y'all are.
He has
But you
been.
know what?
You're-
That's the
we're
same
not
thing about
immature.
Isolde.
We're just chaotic.
Yeah, Isolde's actually like very socially awkward. It's just that by default, Isolde seems really
She seems same
normal.
compared to everybody else, right?
Yeah.
So
I think that's actually really great that those vibes are there. Yeah.
Eddie has been assigned Big Brother.
yeah, right. Yeah,
Yeah.
he wasn't
yeah.
expecting that, but yeah. What did you think, Meg?
No, I think that makes sense. I also was thinking would fit in with the Greeleys just from like getting, gadgets and
No,
yeah.
he would probably have a blast going through the Greeley house. Yes.
Yes. Also probably with Delilah,
Yeah, I was gonna
Delilah's
say
Haven,
too, right?
So would-
getting
Oh
her
yeah,
power.
keep him out of the Warehouse 13 thing. Keep him out of your sanctuary because he will never come out again. But yeah,
I mean, a lot of people don't come out.
yeah, but
He gets
like
lost.
he would intentionally not come back out again,
Okay.
as opposed to just getting lost in there. But
So would Eddie most likely work at the Growl and Prowl then, if they were to have to find a job in Reddington?
Or the
I mean, unless somebody else has some sort of computer techie tinkery kind of thing.
no,
that I am
there's
unaware
actually
of.
Sure
a
that's
lot
not
of
Nihilus.
characters that don't know anything about phones.
About tech,
Yeah.
right? So
think
yeah,
Morgan
most
knows a
of our
little
kids-
bit,
So,
but it's not
Zo's good at
specialty.
tech just by default of
Yeah,
being.
our Gen Z characters actually seem to. Actually, I guess our Gen Alpha. I don't know where the generations.
Well, I don't know what generation they are
but
now.
Chet
I don't
is-
know
I've been
what
assuming
Gen Z.
millennial. I don't know.
Yeah. in
Oh
my
no,
mind-
millennials are older than you think they are. I always
I'm a
think that
millennial.
they're
Yeah.
but
Well,
they
I was
go
thinking,
back.
like,
Older.
To like 85.
Yeah,
I think even
there's
slightly
a longer.
earlier than that.
Yeah.
that whole Zennial thing.
Yeah,
that
well,
actually-
I know that I'm a millennial, and I assume everybody's the same age as me, but that can't be right.
I actually have a follow-up question to this. What group do you think our characters would end up in?
Wait, did we do
Oh
all,
my
everybody?
God,
Did
what?
we answer all the questions for everybody first before we
thought
try to
we
jump
did.
to another topic? Yes.
Yeah.
Unless we want to assign Alma really quick.
Yeah, unless we want Alma. I feel like Alma would get along. Go ahead. Sorry.
I mean, Alma's invention was I said, "Hey, what if I play a bad guy?"
So Fen.
No, because Alma's a bad guy in a very different way than Fen is.
Mm-hmm.
So Raz.
Alma works
Ah,
for the
No,
government.
Alma
Alma works for the
Alma's the
government is
first-
the problem.
Alma's the first character in any of the universes that we've met and played that I honestly God went, ow. Like, like
Oh no!
that was
Oh,
like a
that's fair.
betrayal. That was like a kick to the chest. So, yeah,
Oh,
Alma's a
God.
totally different kind of bad guy than any of the rest of them are.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, Alma works for the government and is like fully
So Norman.
in.
So
Yeah.
I mean,
Norman.
Norman hates cops. It is
This
beef
is
cops.
True. This is
Yeah,
true.
true,
Norman
true.
Does hate cops, so that does
We
not
love
work.
Norman.
It's
Jimmy?
Oh yeah, Alma and Jimmy hasn't shown up in canon yet.
I was gonna say, who's
Alma
Jimmy?
and Jimmy would get along
Jimmy has shown up in canon.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy showed up and
briefly in a phone call. Yes.
Jimmy has shown up technically, but we will hear more about Jimmy in a later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
about
I mean,
some folks.
of the main groups, I don't know if Alma would get along with anybody.
I feel like Parks and Rec then. Shit.
I mean, Parks and Rec
Jesus.
then, but also I sort of feel like
Norman?
if he were put into a group, he would have gone into the neighborhood watch.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if he would have been
Totally.
close friends with any of them, but that would have been the
Yeah.
best dynamic for her.
Maybe she'd get
I
along well
think
with Barnabas, who also works for the
Neighborhood
cops,
Watch would
technically.
have
Oh.
exploded Alma.
That's true.
I think,
Neighborhood Watch
honest to
would have
God,
exploded.
Neighborhood Watch would have made her explode.
It would have been great.
Maybe she might have gotten along with Nicola. Maybe if she didn't look too deeply into Nicola's background.
He's not meant for Reddington.
No,
Yeah.
That's totally fair.
He's
Uh,
he's not meant for a lot of things. He's got
Alma is meant for middle management out of Kohl's.
Where was
Essentially,
the
yeah,
sea?
like-
Hey,
Alma
That's a
is meant-
callback to our IPM episode,
God.
everyone.
Alma is meant to work for the town council. That's
That's
who
true.
she is as a person.
She's
So
Wendy's
she would get
sidekick.
along well with Wendy.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think so.
Would she?
I don't think so. I feel like she'd be the anti-Wendy or something.
Yeah. She'd be the person the town council sends to send messages to Wendy.
Which
I was
Ooh.
thinking she's the one the town council sends to like people. Where
do they do that a lot, Meg? Do they do that a lot?
That's a great question.
Who knows? Really? Who knows?
Oh, I thought the town council was just sending letters, right?
Yeah,
That's all they do.
yeah.
There's
They
nothing.
eat
there's
croissants,
nothing-
Yeah.
they drink coffee, and they send letters. I mean,
Yeah,
what else would they do?
Yeah,
They
No.
provide ever-changing buildings that suits our
you
needs,
know, they pay you guys.
and they pay. Yeah, by the way,
Their
yeah,
pants.
this
You still
paycheck. When
have
is it
How
coming?
much do we get paid?
Yeah,
Yeah,
how
Meg.
much do we get paid?
Scratch my question.
Sorry. Okay. We're diverging
No,
from the
no,
original
because the first
question. I think.
group, the neighborhood, the news bulletin asked how much they get paid, and I was just trying to basically say, don't worry about it. Like, money's not an issue in this game; it's just not a thing.
Listen,
And yet
if
it
I'm
became
asking how
out
much
of-
do I get paid and I get told don't worry about it, I
They were
assume I'm
like-
not getting paid.
so minimum wage. I was like, no, that's not
How much is minimum wage in Reddington?
a livable wage.
And how much the rent? I guess it's like a small town, so it's not that much.
But it's a
Uh,
town in New Hampshire, though.
Nihilus'
I don't
rent
know.
is pretty cheap.
Everything's
Well, Nihilus
Probably-
works for his rent. I mean, come on.
He lives in a closet.
probably that everything
Nihilus
feels
lives
pretty
at work.
expensive to Morgan.
Nihilus lives at work. Several characters live either with their parents or in their parents' house. It's all.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Oh.
Mhm.
So what are you saying? What I mean, is there something wrong with living in your parents' house? Is that
No.
what you're saying?
No,
A lot
it's
of
just
parents
like-
have
Great.
gone and retired to Florida.
Yeah.
A lot of people's parents in Reddington just leave, and it's fine and normal.
They all go to Boca Raton.
Some
Yeah.
parents are still there somehow. Weirdly.
Part of them, anyways.
So
Half
I'm
of
gonna
half of the
answer
parents.
Anyway, questions. Yeah.
Alice's question. I think that Brett would go into historical preservation society.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
not Neighborhood Watch?
No. I think that Felician would go into Parks and Rec.
Probably. Yeah.
I feel like Nim would also go into Parks and Rec. And then Eddie would be good.
I think Eddie would fit on the news team, feels right to me.
I
was
kinda,
like-
yeah.
I was like, do I want to do that to Eddie though?
Eddie would be the grounding force in the news.
Eddie would be like, oh no, I just gotta sign more chaos goblins. Like, what is going on?
Unfortunately, when News Bulletin receives a grounding force, it doesn't go well for the grounding force.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I'm
gonna
not
say-
sure that
This is Finn.
I'm not sure Eddie would remain a grounding force for long in
No.
News Bulletin. I think he might
I
get
think, yeah.
corrupted pretty quickly.
Yeah,
And
if
then
he
you
was
get to see-
troubled by what happened in the last episode, like, I guess, yeah, he would have a hard time on the news watch.
And we
Well,
get to
it'd be-
see what Eddie looks like as a trash goblin.
But the
I
News
would
Bulletin
love
is a
to
pretty
see
is a pretty
Eddie as a
split
trash
group
goblin.
too. So
Right?
It is.
It'd be interesting to see, especially with being so
true.
swayed by them potentially. Like it's an even split right now, basically 2 and 2, calm and chaos.
Yeah.
So which would Eddie tip it towards?
That is a good question. Because canonically, like Barnabas and Nihilus are not bad guys. They just, for whatever reason, trust Finn with their whole hearts. And
That's the really important question here. To join the News Bulletin, you have to trust Fen. Would
No,
Eddie
and
trust?
I don't think Eddie would trust Finn. I feel like Eddie would not
and that
trust
might be
Finn.
why it becomes a grounding force.
Oh God.
The only one with.
Crossover episode. Now we know what to do there. Okay,
Right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
we'll just throw Eddie at the News Bulletin and see what, if anything, comes back out, or if he ends up part of the red string board, literally. It's like,
Oh no, not
Just
literally.
wait, just wait. Oh. What are your personal Reddington, Wendy, or town council conspiracy theories? I feel
Do
like I
you
need to
really
turn
want
off-
us to go there?
I really feel like I need to turn off my camera though if I'm gonna ask this.
I can't, like, I want to answer that, but I also, it's not been released yet because I already
Yeah,
came up
same.
with
That's
a
a
massive.
That's
big
the
thing. Is like,
problem.
yeah, we have to pull up our past conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
I don't remember
mean-
my past, sadly. I only have my current one, and I don't know how to differentiate that.
That's fine. You know what? I
I think maybe that's not the best question if you don't want to.
You know what?
Like,
You know what?
I still want to hear it though. Like,
Oh.
I'm curious.
I mean, do we want to air this now, or would you like to save it for a Patreon Q&A?
That is okay. We'll save it for a Patreon.
Ooh. Yes.
Put it
Yeah,
on the
there you go.
list.
That's fair.
Put it on the
Yeah.
list.
This is a reason everyone follows the Patreon if they want to hear the answer to this question.
Right. Sorry for not answering that question, but
Maybe at a future date we'll release that answer when it becomes non-spoilery.
At the end of season 3 in about 6 years.
No,
After the podcast
Alice,
is finished,
please.
we'll release all the Patreon Q&As at once.
All right, Algie, you have questions?
Oh, yes. Okay, tell me how you came up with your continuity error, because I've heard a few things from a few people of like why they're playing the type of character that they're playing now in continuity. I'm so good at talking. I talk semi-professionally. In continuity
Rude.
errors, why are you playing this character? Like, what was the? How did you make them? Why did you want to do them for this? Tell me things. How'd you come up with them?
I made Brett for the lulls.
Yes!
It's really
Not
good.
Like,
surprised.
yeah.
My whole thing, like Brett's whole existence was built just for the 5-second reveal of who he actually is versus what everybody was going to expect him to
so
be.
freaking beautiful. Was the best reveal ever.
And now my continued goal for Brett is to always find a way to make you think, have I underestimated Brett? No, I have not underestimated Brett.
He's still Brett.
I love this.
Oh, Brett Butcherson.
Who we love.
I do remember Mick sent me details about Brett in advance so I could make the character profiles and black things out for redacted things, which I died reading, and I went, Mick, you were sending me like, is this too much? Is this gonna be too silly? And I was like, Mick, you have to do this.
Yes.
For me, you have to do this.
Love this.
I play like a lot of sneaky, like manipulative characters along with like really like angsty, close to the vest, traumatized characters. I just really wanted to play someone that was just like pure id, an absolute dumbass,
That's fair.
the sweetest child.
Oh.
And you know, I really enjoyed the pun name.
Nim is the best, Thembo. It's so wonderful.
So sweet. I love
He's
that.
really sweet.
Yeah.
Fun playing him.
Go Cam, I can see. you
Okay, I was
thinking,
like, should I go or should I go? Okay.
Cam's over for me first.
Yeah, I think I've explained that a few times in the chat and all, but for the listeners, I wanted to play a character that was a little more confident than my other that I was playing, like Morgan, who's kind of confident, but another kind of way. Yeah, I guess not really. Actually, they were not. But Felicien. So I wanted to play a character that had a bit more confidence in himself and less rambly. And I didn't want to go the Morgan way, but still wanted to do a character that I don't know I could play easily. So I guess it turned out to be more of a arrogant kind of character. I don't exactly know how he comes out, but yeah, I guess he comes out a little bit as arrogant and a dickhead sometimes.
Arrogant works because I'm like, Felician's hot. You must be very arrogant then. Like,
Félicien is what?
Hot.
A what?
Hot.
Sexy.
I'm sorry, would you like me to
Really?
say it
Okay. Yes, please.
again? Did you not see when I dropped like the noir episode?
No.
Like,
Okay.
yeah, no, it was working great.
Love it. Well, yeah. So, but I love playing that kind of character. Like honestly, yeah, it's so fun. But it's a bit harder because it's not necessarily the one that gets along well with the rest of the teams because yeah, they're too arrogant, and yeah, the how do you call it when you act fast? What's the word?
He's
Impulsive.
Yeah.
The impulsive kind of character, which also makes it funny for me, a bit less sometimes for the other people on the team. But yeah, that's really seeing. Sort of.
Sarah, do you want to tell
Well,
us about Eddie?
Awesome music. Sorry.
And the music is amazing. Like, honest to goodness, if
And it's
Felician
so
would
talented.
sing and
I want
play
all of my
every
characters.
episode, I would be so happy.
Well, DM have to give me the occasions, right? Yeah.
Okay, I'll make sure that Theo like schedules a 30.
No,
Musical puzzles.
Right?
Yeah, you know,
Just
I'm one of the-
mini concert
you know,
in the
I'm
middle of the
final
puzzle.
GM, right? Like,
Yeah, but you don't want
We're
the
all just
whole
trying not to
song.
think
That's
about
the
that.
thing. You don't want the whole song.
It's the musical episode
I
of
would like a
continuity
set
errors.
list, please.
There's other songs. There's a lot of other French Canadian songs that like he used to play that are not
Yeah.
relevant to the show though.
Like I said, a whole set list.
Yep,
Also-
there you
Anyway, music is fun. Go, Sarah. Go.
go.
I'm done.
The thing that I really wanted to play with Eddie has not been touched at all. So I don't know if it ever will. I primarily wanted to play somebody who was not the big dumb wrecking ball. So I wanted somebody who was sharper and the techie. That's what I wanted to play. But there's a whole other side of Eddie that we just haven't touched at all.
Yes.
It's in his file, so if you've read his file or if you've seen his file, you might know what part of it is anyway. But he has a whole like very spirit oriented, spirit connected part of him that who knows? Who knows if that'll come out to play?
I want to learn about that so much. Like I need one of the GM to dive into that a little bit more. Like I need it. Yeah. Just
Yeah, it's great. Him being the techie is great, and I love having the opportunity for him to, just go, oh, you want a flashlight out of a car battery and a light bulb? Sure, let's do that. That's fun for me. I think it's awesome. But yeah, there's a whole other part of him that I wanted to sort of play with, and so, we've got an opportunity. If it comes up, it'll come up, and if it doesn't,
Yay!
then,
do it.
it's okay.
It has to.
We'll see if there's a way to do it.
yeah, maybe we'll release the unredacted files.
Wait,
Yeah.
haven't they been released yet? No, they haven't.
I think we have seen them, but I don't know
Not-
that.
yeah.
They have not been
Oh.
released
They have
to
not
the
been released
public.
publicly. There was I started school and
Yeah,
completely
life
Valid.
happens.
Fair.
What?
Totally
yeah, like
fair.
those are available. I just need to make them pretty to go on social media and schedule things. And yeah,
So sorry for the secrets, more secrets. Then there is another set of files that y'all haven't seen,
No, that's great.
but
We're
Secrets on
still
secrets.
in season 1, so yeah.
Triple leak them at some point.
Triple be like,
At this point,
yeah, we'll just release them with little raccoon paw prints all over.
there you go.
Please.
Just checking the chat to make sure we haven't missed any questions. Aside from everybody wanting Kim to sing, which
Now that's a problem when I tell my friends to watch. Well, I guess
Like,
like they're
can't
enthusiastic
sing.
about that kind of thing.
someday,
Big
you know.
dancing.
Okay, I have another question Hang on, I have to go through my mental list of questions. I just had it. Damn it. Does anybody have anything else they want to talk about while I try and remember what my question was? Oh, yes. How's it been? Sorry, my brain is scattered all over the place, and I apologize for how I am. How's it been switching systems like every game? Like you have to learn a new system. Are you enjoying that? Is there a system you enjoyed more than others when you want to revisit? Like maybe not for this, or maybe yes for this, or just like do you want to play more games in it? Or
Didn't we talk about we talked about in Discord that people are starting to pick the world that they want to go back to? So
Yeah.
I think there's definitely a little bit of interest from some of the characters anyway, and going and the players and going back and playing in some of those worlds. So
I think so far it's been great. The GMs are really good at pulling in the story, and given that they only get their one block, maybe 2 hours of play by the time we're going in that, so far the rules systems have really felt secondary in a good and natural way. So I honestly, a lot of them I would kind of like to explore more and actually get a chance to scope out and use some of the mechanics for them, more than we've gotten to. But I think the GMs have been amazing at putting the story first, even without really knowing what that
Right?
story is.
Yes.
Let
Showing
us
it.
play in your carnival more, Algie.
I need to. I after I made that for you, I decided I want to write it up as a system agnostic setting.
Love it.
Because there's
Nice.
so many things you didn't get to go to.
But that's
That
always
now-
the thing, right? Yeah.
That's the thing about carnivals. You can only go on so many of the attractions before your time runs out.
But even the game systems, like there's so many. I love that we get to explore different game system because it also makes us think about our character, kind of like where would they fit more, and so it sometimes you add some details in the backstory that you did not think because this like system asks you to do so. So I think it's super fun. I overthink a lot of the systems though sometimes, and I just poke the GM with question in like private messaging all the time. I apologize for that. And I'm just like, hey, can I like, oh, this could I can I do? It's terrible, especially because it almost never ends up being relevant in the game, but at the same time, it's a fun process for me. I learned how to play like the system, and I learned more about Felicien. So I don't know, I loved it personally, and the GM are doing an amazing job at like
for
making
sure.
it easy for us too.
They're so awesome, yeah. And
Yes.
knowing, so we have Theo left and Lauren, who is also part of Once Upon a Monster, plays Isolde.
Well, they both are.
I mean, yes, sorry.
Yeah, technically, Theo and
I guess
Lauren
in my mind
and
we'd
you.
already talked about Theo, but you know we
like
haven't.
everybody knows about Theo.
Theo does play Norman Newman, so yeah, it'll be good to have the last few episodes are with people that we know. Hoping to get more guest GMs for season 2 and onward, and hopefully guest players as well, if you guys will let me. And
If we'll let you, please bring in people to come
Yeah,
and play with us.
we're not going to just like freeze everyone out.
We're gonna be like, no, you're not part of the original team. Sorry, you can't play. Whatever.
that's for the people who GM Algie.
What?
Algie guest played.
I did guess.
Yes. Yes.
You can bring in guests that I don't know and idolize, so I won't have a Meg has threatened to have guests on here that I
Love.
idolize a lot,
Yeah.
and I'm like, that's great, that's so good. Don't put me in a game with them because I will die. And then you'll have to find someone else to play 6 different characters.
This is why you make it a surprise.
This is true.
Surprise death.
Jeez.
Live on air for all of our Twitch.
Right.
God,
Yeah.
I'm so glad that everybody's enjoying the different game systems and GMs though, because
It's
like
so fun.
My
Such a nice
favorite
concept.
thing is to introduce people to new tabletop RPGs. Well, I don't know if that's my favorite. That's one of my favorite things to do. Picking favorites. I would never. Anyway, and like getting people, because the tabletop RPG like world is so big, right? Like there's so many games. If you're watching this right now, there's so many games. Like we're not limited to just the few that are like big names or whatever.
There's more
like,
than just D&D.
there's more
Yes,
than just D&D
oh
and
God.
Pathfinder. Like
Ugh.
play
Yeah, sorry.
everything.
Yeah, that was kind of so the start of continuity errors was me watching Riverdale while I think we were talking about what to do for IPM, and the fact that between Alice, Algie, and I, we have like thousands of games. We also have a lot of repeats, and that it was. I find it hilarious the seasons where they're like, oh yeah, Riverdale makes no sense because maybe the writers only got the episode before theirs. And I just like pitched it as an idea of like, wouldn't it be funny if, and like Alice, Algie, and Mick just kind of ran with it. And we started putting it together, and it's been really fun. But yeah, even since day one, it's always been that we want to promote more indie games, things that like aren't D&D specifically, or even Monster of the Week. Monster of the Week is also like a really well-known one at this point. So,
Yeah.
And there's so many gaming systems that we're hoping to jump into even more on the podcast too in later seasons. So it'll be great.
And in the Patreon content,
Absolutely, yeah.
we're doing Kids
Definitely.
on Bikes. We're doing there's an episode coming up probably in the next few months where we did Steamed Hams, which is a very small indie game of pure chaos. It was so much fun. We're doing a bunch of stuff and it's great. Also, Meg, you should know if you go into the Discord where all the Once Upon a Monster people are and you say, wouldn't it be funny if?
Yes,
Immediately
exactly.
everyone,
Yeah.
yes, it would, and here's what would make it even funnier.
And let me help.
We play
Yeah.
on improv rules around here.
Yes,
Like,
and
this
yes,
is
for
true.
sure.
This is true. A lot of what we do only exists because of improv rules of yes and
Which means everyone should come and join our Discord and talk to us.
yeah.
You will
if
maybe
my God.
inspire
Yeah.
things.
Listen, some channels are locked, some channels we just hang out in and we're super funny.
Yeah,
I promise
so
we're so funny.
we do have a Discord, and I do believe it is linked actually in our channel in several places. So come check out. I don't know. We're a lot of fun. We kind of ramble some days, and then some days we're a little quiet, and then some days we're rambling about 7 different things.
Quiet, but we can probably be riled up.
Definitely.
Right.
I like how you said probably.
Or if you
Probably,
really
I
wanna-
think-
Probably.
Say something and the channel will explode with 3,000 comments.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
much so. Sometimes I know I know all the cast, but sometimes I see names and I'm just like, did this person appear like in one episode or not? I don't remember, but you're a friend now. You're here.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah, you automatically join and you're our friend and we might play around with you.
And if you want to play eventually, and I don't know, I don't know, but sometimes there are some guests that appears, I guess.
I did have another question sort of based off that last question. Is there a genre that hasn't been visited yet in continuity errors? Or even if you have a game system that you think would be super fun to play in continuity errors that hasn't been played yet, is there one that you want to play? Is there a world where you want to go?
We haven't done fantasy yet.
Hmm.
We have not done
Like
end
high
up
fantasy.
in high fantasy, in a medieval setting. That would be so weird for all of us. We have
That's
not
true.
done that yet, and I think it would be
I feel like that was
quite funny.
floated out at some point for continuity errors.
yeah. I mean, my guitar just becomes a lute, and it's fine, right?
Y'all just want to take Eddie's technology away from him again.
Oh,
and
I'm so
again and
sorry,
again.
right?
This
Oh,
is
no.
how we
Having
bring
nervous
in the other
breakdown.
side. This is how we bring in the other side of what's going on with him.
Yeah.
Knowing what at least one of the gaming systems is and knowing what I have in store, even though we don't have the gaming system for it yet, Eddie's gonna have technology for at least 2, I think.
Yeah.
Thumbs up. Sorry, you can't see the thumbs up.
For a lot of one as well,
Um,
because Lasers and Feelings is coming up.
yeah. Oh, my cat has decided to come investigate, just making sure
Yes.
he's not
Aw,
course.
baby.
I would also like to see Pirates.
Oh my god! Yes. Sorry.
I mean, we haven't done science fiction really either.
Yeah, feelings
Yeah.
about
So we
pirates.
haven't
That's-
been in space or anything like that, right?
I was kind of thinking like
Yeah, true, that.
like almost like a BioShock setting would be fun, like an
BioShock would be fun.
underwater kind of, not steampunk but like retro tech.
Like the Art Deco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, fantasy, pirate, and also like science
Sci-fi.
fiction, more spacey things, I guess.
Excellent. I'm not
Wake up
making-
on a space station.
We need to do a season 2.
This was
Nim-
had I
Nim's
not been
pretty
the first
spacey.
GM, I was going to say you wake up on the space station, and this is that was my pitch. Was I said I wanna throw them somewhere weird, and then I was like, we need you to be first GM to like lead everybody into things because you know what's going on. And I was like, okay. Okay, I'll do something normal. I'll do a fucked up little
Fine.
carnival.
I'm
Just stay in the
sorry.
normal world.
Something
Whatever.
normal, the the acrobat dog that joined Brett on the Ferris wheel, or not Ferris wheel, the merry-go-round.
Yes, right.
That was
The
totally normal.
teleporter
normal.
carousel. Yeah, that happens in real
I-
life all the time.
I miss Cow Eric.
Oh yeah.
I
I
love
just
Cow
we
Eric.
still talk about him every episode, sort of.
I'm just
though.
sad that Derek
No, we talk about
disappeared. Like we
Jeffrey.
don't have
That's
Derek
true.
following us around, going, "Are you gonna find my brother ever?"
I was actually, when I was in Maine a couple weeks ago, they had a little amusement park on the beach, and there was a carousel that had like any animal you can think of. Like there was a fish, there was a cat, there was a rooster, it made me think of our carnival game just because of how weird it was and like how many things were on this carousel.
Nice.
I enjoyed that because I said, "What are you writing?" and you all gave me like all kinds of things. So this is great. This is just
Right.
what I need.
Also
I
for
love this
games,
carousel.
I would love to see us play like Babes in the Woods, which is a very much a like fall, autumn, heavily inspired.
What is
like-
this game? Yeah.
Did you ever get to see Over the Garden Wall?
Yes.
It is heavily inspired by Over the Garden Wall.
Wait, Cam, you have not seen Over the Garden Wall?
I know. I
No,
did
no,
not
no,
want to
no,
say
that's
it out
amazing.
loud
It's
because
so
I feel
much
like
fun to
Watch
experience
time.
it.
Watch time.
Yes, it's such a great fall show. Oh my god, we're gonna do a
Okay,
quick
I will-
watch.
I will watch it.
Yes, please. And it's great. It's like heavily inspired by Over
I've
the
never
Garden
even
Wall.
heard of that one. What is
Adventure
it?
Time.
I have heard. I have
Oh.
seen
I'm so
pictures. I know what it
excited.
looks like. But
Watch
where can we
party.
find it? Where can we?
I own
I
it.
know it's on several streaming stuff,
It's,
but yeah, if you
I
just
think
straight
it's
up
been
own
moved
it.
between different streaming.
Yeah.
I took an
sites,
eye off
yeah.
my fish. I'm sorry, it traumatized me for a second.
You what? What did you
At
do?
the little high,
Over the
it
garden
came
wall.
up. Anyway, over to get it.
It's a very it actually
It's a
is
same
not
door.
on the Reddington inspiration list, but it is like a very fall. Is it horror? What the fuck's going on? Kind of show. It's animated. It's beautiful.
Yes, well, yeah, I have seen pictures of it and like, I've heard of it, but I haven't watched it.
It's
was
very surreal.
Yes.
Yeah.
okay.
I think Elijah Wood's one of the actors, the voice actors.
Nice.
There's
Okay.
a lot of really good
Yeah.
people acting in that. But it's powered by the Apocalypse system, so we're all familiar with it.
Nice.
That is awesome. I would love that. I want to do
I'm not sure.
when we switch to like a winter season. I do want to run the Hallmark game system.
You are so excited about that every time.
Yes, because I haven't gotten to play it yet, and I feel like everybody flirting would be ridiculously fun and dumb.
Everybody what?
I would have to be a completely different character.
Everybody flirting? You want us to flirt?
I'm
can do
guessing
that.
in Reddington, not in continuity errors.
errors.
I
I'm
haven't
like,
noticed.
ah.
I haven't noticed a lot of that yet, but
We haven't talked about what we want to do for season 2 of continuity errors. If we want to stick with you guys, or if you guys want to GM and switch over to that side.
I was kind of thinking whole new direction, whole new
Yeah,
cast would
that's
be.
what I was thinking too. Is if we're going pure Reddington, Riverdale, they went from serial killers to Dungeons and Dragons. So who knows what's gonna be?
that was
in store.
wild. The Reddington's incredible. Not Reddington, Riverdale's.
But yeah,
It's
I've never.
if you want us to flirt, the problem is that I okay, just getting back to that because I have
seen a Hallmark movie like the Hallmark
okay, well,
holiday
so
movies.
the thing is that I have a lot of GM that are not necessarily like comfortable with flirting, and so I don't tend to flirt, but damn it, sometimes I want to, but like I don't know if they're comfortable with
No, that's
flirting.
totally
Same thing
fair.
for my PC
That's
characters. Yeah.
100%. 100% right there with you.
Entire.
Yeah,
a lot of
so
GMs
exactly,
are like, I
sometimes-
don't want to deal with romance crap.
Yeah,
Don't bring
exactly,
that into
a
the
lot of
game.
GMs are like that.
One, romance, always love. This
But
is based
Morgan
on-
can't fucking flirt.
No, that's
for their
Morgan
life,
can
so,
just
like-
realize they're on a date, and that's great. Oh, I love this. Please get maybe
Morgan
Disney.
flirts just fine.
No,
I
so
mean,
it's
I could
based
flirt
on.
with Felicien though.
If I remember correctly, you all are going to try to romance someone. That's the how the game is. It's like that Hallmark movie, return to a small town, blah blah blah. You play into those really ridiculous tropes.
It
and
wasn't
dates.
one I sent you, was it?
No, this is one that I own. But we do
Okay.
have other ones for flirting. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
All I
I've
want to
been-
say is please keep anything breakable away from Jess and June if you're planning on having anybody or having her romance anyone, because Grace is not her middle name, and
So there.
Aww. Aww,
But beefcake is.
it's not her. That's not her fault. Whatever with that.
So yeah.
yeah. Well, and
Just
now's
runs into
not
the
the
veins.
time, but I do want to get Q&As from people about character relationships
Oh, yeah.
sometime. Not right now because
That's
we
on
don't.
our list of Q&As to pitch
On
to you
the
guys.
list.
We are coming up on 8 o'clock, so we should wrap this up because if we can talk this much and not reference anything that's actually going on, that's awesome, but a little terrifying.
Right?
Yeah. Oh wow, we're chatty. It was much easier than I expected.
Yeah, like this is always a fun thing to do is just talk about how we got here. Thank you all for joining us and asking questions. We will be taking next week off because I am moving, and again, I am tech. And also, I think like at least one, if not more, of you are not available. So
I have to go to a wedding. Sorry.
Solid.
Don't be sorry. That's good.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
like
no.
very
Go
good
have fun.
reason, right?
No, it's I have to wear a dress, y'all. I should take a picture
Ah.
just because you guys will die. Because I'll
I'm
just
so
be like,
excited.
Yes, please do.
yeah.
Oh, yes. So again, yeah, come join us in our Discord and hang out with us, chat. You'll get to hear some behind the scenes stuff as we kind of ramble, and also some great art, some wonderful playlists. There's a lot of playlists. I have been bopping to the Ridley playlist.
Oh, I have a
which is
Felicien playlist, by the way. I have a Felicien playlist that I have not dropped.
Speaking
Yeah.
of,
to be dropped.
Final
So I
question.
put it in this Twitch as well. Yes.
final question, character song.
Oh,
Pick one.
of
Yes.
CE or Once Upon a Monster?
I feel
Yeah.
like that should just be an open-ended question.
No, that's fair.
Open-ended question.
Yeah, that's great. I feel like Mick and Algie have put more thoughts into this.
I mean, just one song.
Yeah, that's the thing, right?
That's
There's a
the
playlist
challenge.
for a
That's the
reason.
challenge. I think we all have playlists.
I feel like if I picked one,
Nope.
it would be the biggest spoiler ever. But
I'm just gonna jump the gun and say I don't have character songs.
that's totally
Valid.
None of my
Valid as
characters
hell.
have any character songs, so no playlist from me. Sorry, y'all.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Valid as hell.
I do not know. I think Brett playlist wise, normally I love coming up with playlists for characters to get in their headspace. I honestly just don't think Brett is really that big into music, and so I don't, so I can't, so I'd like, I don't even know what song that Mick would put to him because yeah.
But what if, so Spotify does, you can do playlists, and I'm bringing this up because if you want to listen to our episodes in actual mystery order, there is an actual playlist on Spotify. So you can put podcast onto playlist. I feel like Brett would enjoy like a bunch of sciencey stuff, like those. I feel like there's like a really good NPR one that everybody's like you should listen to, and I'm like I don't have time. I'm sorry, but it's on. It's written down somewhere. That may work. I mean, what is Eddie? When he's working on gadgets, is he one of those that works in silence? That's fascinating.
Oh, that's sad. I mean, who wrote
Why is
this?
it
Sorry.
sad?
It's not sad. It's fascinating.
Yeah, that's true. Who can concentrate in silence? Wow. That's not the-
I think Eddie works in silence. I think Eddie's
so
got
cool.
so much going on in their head that I mean, like there's just thoughts and like I mean, like he's what's the movie? A Beautiful Mind, where you
Beautiful
get to
Mind,
see
yeah.
all of the equations and everything. I think that that's going on in his head so much all the time that there's no room to have music. Like music
That's
would be
so
an irritation. So
I feel
Yeah.
Is
it.
Eddie
I
one
get
of
that
those
way.
people who like talks to himself and the things he's working on while he does it, like just muttering all the time?
yes, yep,
Oh,
100%.
Yeah,
Yep.
I say that like as a person who does that myself. Like this is
Yes.
you gotta talk.
Yeah, 100%.
I feel like I guess what it would come down to for I guess it's I can't picture lyrics and bands, so I think I would then just go with like something classical
classical
for
music.
Brett.
That'd be good. Yeah.
Like maybe even with a modern sound, so like maybe some Vitamin String Quartet,
Ooh, yeah.
kind of just
Good.
something where it's got
Like
maybe
the-
that modern feel but with a classic sound would be Brett.
Is Brett a Bridgerton fan? That's like the Bridgerton soundtrack.
Yeah. Okay.
Is
When I
Brett
was watching
a Bridgerton fan?
Oh my god.
Brett is a Bridgerton fan. That's hilarious.
Ooh.
But that's true. Yeah, yeah. All
Everybody
during
has to
Bridgerton,
have
it was like,
something they
I know
relax
this
to.
song. I know this song.
Oh yeah, where it's like Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I was like,
what?
Oh my god. Yeah.
Is Brett a Swiftie?
Oh god.
Who's not? So if you're not.
Stop.
Some songs.
The first song on my dim playlist is the Wii Store music.
Oh my god, Alice.
Just
I mean,
going
it's
through their
followed by
head.
it's also then followed by a Holding Out for a Hero. So
Oh, that's a good transition.
Oh, nice.
Oh, Nim.
Oh, I love that.
Nim's just a giant marshmallow, honest to goodness.
Yes. All right.
except till torture
Cam,
shit.
you got anything for Felician or Morgan?
Yes. Well, for Felician, it's it's the OG song. It's the then I call it the ritual or le rituel. But yeah, it's the song.
Our theme song.
What?
Our theme song.
Team song. Yeah, it's kind of the team song. Well, Algie heard it. It's a secret. It's the song. But I have a playlist. It's a bunch. There's a bunch of like French Canadian song and normal song.
Yeah, send it to me. We put all of the playlist on the Once Upon a Monster Spotify account, so you can go check
Except for
them
the
all
ones that are spoiled.
By the way, should we drop
Except
the
the
Discord
spoilers.
link like in the chat or?
out. It is under
On the
our
page, I
About
think.
section.
Yeah, under the social media.
Is social link?
Yeah.
Socials.
Speaking
Yep,
of
in our
social
About.
links, let's start with Alice. Alice.
Oh,
tell
yeah,
me
we have to
about
do-
yourself.
He's the
Uh,
thing.
Promote some stuff. What you got?
Once again, I'm Alice Hart. You can find me pretty much anywhere online at Hellion Hart, HELLION HART. You can, of course, find me on Once Upon a Monster of the Week as Delilah Fleece. Also right now on Dungeons and Pops as Haven in the We're Not in Kansas Anymore series. Along with, if you guys are watching the IPM stream, I am in a game of Absurdia that's dropping, I think, on the 29th, that everyone really should listen to. That was so much fun. For any other projects, just keep an eye out on Twitter. Cam? Or who do we have next?
Yeah, I can go. Hi, I'm Cam. If you want to learn about what I do sometimes, it's on Twitter mostly at Pocketo, Pocceto. Although I don't post a lot, but sometimes I do. And yeah, I'm on Monster of the Week. Once upon a Monster of the Week, and sometimes in some podcasts as voice acting when people need a French Canadian or someone with a different accent, I guess. So yeah, there's like Breeding Space, Breeding Frontier, and Starfall also, who also features Algie here, and Emily, who plays Cece in the Historical Preservation Society. Yeah, that's so. Send it to Sarah.
I'm again Sarah Palmero. You can find me just about anywhere online at Palmero's, PALM as in Mary, EROS voice. I play Jesse June Greeley on Once Upon a Monster of the Week. I like I said earlier, I do an awful lot of audio dramas. So Genesis Avalon, Patriot. I do stuff. So come and find me, and yeah, if you want to know what's up next, just Twitter is the best place to follow. And who are you going, Mick?
Still Mick Wheaton. Dabbling around voice acting places, or maybe on stage at community theater if you happen to be in central Wisconsin. See if you can find me there. Otherwise, yeah, I'm in the woods. I talk to myself there too. You'll get a lot of accents and character work. So if you can find me in the woods, it'll probably be entertaining. And you'll get whatever's in my pocket. First person. I don't want to hold that open too wide out there. I don't carry that much stuff in my pockets, so have to stop at some point.
Just
But
give everyone
yeah,
one
generally around the internet at MC Weedy. And I guess on to Algie.
Oh yeah, I'm here. I'm Algie Todd. My life is currently basically consumed with school and Once Upon a Monster of the Week. I do other things too sometimes, but not super often at the moment because school. I am on Starfall, which is the second season might happen sometime soon.
Yes,
There's been
eventually.
some activity in that being written, and I'm so excited for that. Not just me being on it, I'm a fan of that podcast.
Oh, same.
Right? It's so good. Anyway, yeah, that's I also do some like editing for other podcasts that are currently on sort of break right now, but once that comes back up, I will be tweeting about it. You can find me at Algie the Odd on Twitter. I think that's you could also find me in the Once Upon a Monster of the Week Discord, where I talk more than I talk on Twitter. So yeah, that's me, I think. Yeah. I'm gonna bounce it to Meg, I think.
Where can we find
I
you,
don't know.
Meg?
Do you want to
Yeah,
tell us where to
Meg.
find you?
We
Oh,
can
did your
relay
sound cut out
it.
again?
We can relay if you
That's-
want.
Hey, chat, can you hear Meg?
Meg, where would you like to be found? Everyone, please
Okay.
look at the screen really
Look
quick.
at the screen. Meg can find out at Meg Griffin. It's MEGGJRIFFN.
Every
Yeah,
other word in the
Meg's-
alphabet.
Meg's super cool. Meg is responsible for like the podcast existing, the Switch stream
Yes,
existing,
damn,
like bringing
yes.
us all together.
Meg is
And
responsible.
now, like, she's
for
doing
Meg's
everything.
The coolest,
Hey,
and
guys,
like
Meg is responsible for my relationship.
Meg's one of my favorite GMs.
Yeah.
yeah, so in 2 weeks we'll
Yeah.
be we'll be playing again. Since Theo wasn't here, we we are skipping his entirely. Oh, that's too bad. Not entirely. Okay, we'll come back
Okay.
to
Or are
Theo
we gonna
another
tack
time.
it?
Cool. So we'll come back to Theo another time, but in 2 weeks, which is the 9th, we're going to be, I say we, these lovely people here, not me, are going to be playing Lasers and Feelings with Lauren. I don't know Lauren's last name. Oh no.
Tucker.
Okay.
Lauren Tucker, who is also on Once Upon a Monster Week, and that promises to be a fun time. It's Lasers and Feelings by John Harper, which is another game that I enjoy very, very much.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you. Goodbye.
Thanks,
See
everyone.
you guys in 2 weeks.
See
Bye.
you.
Hey.
Yay. Meg, are we off?
Nope.
Okay, hi.
Being very quiet.